into some V1.1 gameplay. So it's still a bit fresh, obviously, the gameplay. So we haven't tested out that many games, but we have got time to play 2 in our lunch break. So we have played 2 of the events. Obviously, divisions aren't there. They're meant to be back tomorrow. The matchmaking was up, it was down, it was up, it was down. Oh, lads, I mean, it was an absolute disaster. You can't, like in 2022, you can't have an online service like that and expect to retain people that are going to play the game, because there's just so many games that you can pick up and play now. You have to be fighting for that attention, and they haven't made it easy on themselves. Now, we are going to focus today on a couple of things. Most notably, we're going to focus on the defensive AI, or the defensive responsiveness, the dribble responsiveness that they've spoken about, and the kickoff exploit, and just our overall thoughts on V1.1, because I do have a couple of concerns. There is 1 or 2 things that I'm really happy about, but yeah, there is a couple of concerns, lads, that I do have from just this limited window of playing. As I said, I've only played 2 games. I mean, firstly, here we're going to talk about the refs and the tackling. I don't see anything wrong with that tackle there. We're going to have a couple of more of them, so don't worry. I haven't examined that one and put it under the microscope yet, because we have a couple of more coming up in the second match that I want to focus on, that are kind of better examples. But yeah, as I said, like, there is a couple of good things, obviously, which we'll get to, and there's a couple of bad things that I am actually a little bit concerned. And me being somebody, lads, look, at the end of the day, right, I'm positive in a way that, like, if I'm enjoying the game, I can overlook a lot of stuff. I know what that pass was. It doesn't mean that I'm, like, just accepting anything that's put out. You know what I mean? I'm not happy about Master League. I'm not happy about the servers. I'm not happy about the divisions being down for a couple of days or a couple of weeks. It's not good enough. And I've said that time and time and time again over the podcast or whatever it is going to be. But at the end of the day, I mean, I'm playing what's actually available out there at the moment. I mean, we can't play Master League. It's not good enough that Master League isn't out. But, starting every video or having a, 20-minute video every day saying that Master League isn't out. I mean, people are enjoying this game. So for those guys that are enjoying the game, you have to kind of strike a balance of, actually reporting on the news and updating people, because some people don't follow the news like daily or whatever. So when you put out a video and they watch it, you kind of have to just give the news. And obviously, there is some things in eFootball that I like, and I'm not going to apologize for liking some of that stuff. Me enjoying the gameplay and the dribbling and stuff doesn't undermine the fact that I'm very disappointed with the whole actual product as a whole, Master League or whatever. But anyway, look, we'll get into that in another video. I do see the criticism, I do see the feedback, lads, and I appreciate it. I mean, I'm not beyond getting feedback and criticism if you guys, think a certain thing. Now, this guy, I skipped out a lot of the highlights in this game, lads, because this guy started to just pass it around the back, pass it to the keeper. You're going to get guys doing that. I mean, obviously, just try not let it bother you, but I went attacking just to try and open it up a bit. But, like, concentrating on what's actually out at the moment, which is their online-centric mode, which is eFootball's Dream Team, and concentrating on the actual gameplay and the objectives and all that they're doing. There is, in my opinion, right now, this is a big issue for me, in terms of the responsiveness and the awareness of the attacking players. Like, right, watch Salah here, right? This is game breaking for me, because I'm not pressing anything. I'm literally not pressing anything actually to let the ball run through there. Now, I know how to manually let the ball run through your legs. You just hold R on the right stick, but I wasn't pressing anything. And again, this is another issue that I have, which we'll see in the second game even more. There seems to be still a lot of space coming from kickoffs. A lot of space. Now, focusing on some of the positives, right? It's hard to or still the negative, sorry. It's hard to justify how this is a free kick, lads. Now, you tell me, right, if I'm blind or if this is just an absolute outrageous call. I'm going to slow it down here. Like, the ball is completely gone before I make contact with his right foot, which is kicking the ball. So if anything, he's after follow through and kicking me in the back of the ankle on the calf. You know what I mean? And we don't all have Jack Grealish calves. Do you know what I mean? We can't all take that pressure, especially Neymar. So I do get a penalty here and I slot it home, as your boy likes to do. He gets keeper to it. He'll be feeling a little bit hard done by, but that's what you get. That's what you get, the bit of luck every now and again. And again, this guy was doing the kickoff. He was trying to get the kickoff. It's like 1-2 passes and you get a chance on goal. Unless you can stop this final pass coming in, you're going to concede a goal a lot of the time, right? And I tried this in the second game. like Neymar again, that's something, the skill move that I'm not doing. It's just automatic. Again, all right, focusing on the positives, lads, right? Because we do have to focus on the positives. This video isn't broken down into part one or part two of focusing on different things. It's just a clip after clip after clip. I do think that the dribbling is vastly improved in this. Now, it's not vastly improved as I'd say, like that it's like this guy tries to go straight away from the kickoff. You're going to get guys doing that. We'll talk about that in a second. But I do think that the dribbling, when I say vastly improved, I don't mean that it's like 20% better or 30% better than V1.0. What I mean is that, like, I think that it's now becoming a game of 1v1, like where you can actually take on the man and beat him 1v1, slowing down the pace, bursting past with acceleration. You'll see me do it a couple of times with a goal or two that I get. It's a lovely chance there from Romario. Now, lads, look, right? The problem I think I have with it a lot of the time is the ball just bouncing into space. Like, that is a big issue. And I know that, like, you're going to have to keep that. You can see a few issues with the player cursor switching here that are still remaining. And obviously, eventually, it costs a shot for me on target, and I get away with it. But the chances are just keep coming here. And again, it eventually gets broken loose. But there's just so many kind of like times when the ball will bobble into an area where it's like, okay, just go for it. And the players just take like a slight second to actually realize. Now, this is what I talk about with the dribbling. Look at this change of pace. He holds me up beautifully. That's brilliant. The defensive responsiveness is there. He's no complaints. My dribbling is, that's the battle that you want. That's what you want. You want a battle of the minds where you're going to say, right, you're going to go left, you're going to go right. Similarly here, I get carved open. It's a bad pass from him, and I get on the attack straight away. And look, lads, 9 games out of 10, right, are going to be focused on the counter-attack. You can see me spin away with Neymar here. I take a bad touch. He gets unlucky. Ball breaks into Salah. Lovely little dummy. Pop it into the bottom corner. This guy was a good player. He was manual goalkeeping. He knew what he was doing. But the dribbling, I think, is vastly improved in terms of eFootball overall. Now, this is another issue, as I said to you. This is coming. I could see that this still isn't properly fixed. Now, we're going to have a look at this in a second, right? You can complain about players doing this, and yeah, I don't personally like doing it, and I don't appreciate when people do it against me. I think it's very cheap. But as they've said there in the notes that you just see on the screen, I'm going to rewind this back and slow this down, right? You can say here, and you can pick this apart and say, yeah, it's me defending poorly. You can see I try switch to Piol there, and it just doesn't work now, right? When we switch this down again, and I try to do it myself, look, it just creates an opportunity for me that even though I don't, get the ball in, I still get kind of a chance on target, or I get the ball into his box with literally one pass. So I think that is something that you can complain about people doing against you, and you can call them, abusing the game or whatever it is. People are going to do it because people want to win. It's as simple as that. You have to be able to balance certain things that are broken in the game. And again, lads, this is crazy to see this type of defending. I mean, what is Van Dijk doing? He literally throws his arse right in front of his face. And I don't even know how to describe what he's trying to do to intercept the ball here. Again, I started to spam the kickoff then. I just wanted to test things out and to see, how, they had fixed it or if they'd improved it or whatever. You can see here it's a bad pass from me. But like from the kickoff, if you're a decent player, if you're a decent to good player, you are going to get a chance in goal, on that. You can see there again, a beautiful tackle here from Maldini to start us off. And lads, this is the thing. When eFootball flows in the tricks and the responsiveness, the defending, the tackling, when it flows, it's a brilliant game. And that's why I said at the start of the video, like, I make no apologies for me enjoying what I enjoy in eFootball. I always want more. I want Master League. I want edit mode. But look at the dribbling here. I mean, this is a perfect example of it. Like, Neymar is just dancing around. And this is what the players, if you are a good dribbler, being able to, like, there's no fancy tricks. There's no fancy flicks. You don't need tutorials for any of this stuff. It's all left stick or stick dribbling. Little touches, little flicks. Kind of letting the defender commit forward and then taking him off his left foot, like you would kind of play and dribble in real life. Momentum, acceleration, pace, shift of direction, like all this sort of stuff here with Neymar. I mean, he comes out here, he defends really well, but I just absolutely skip in past him and bury it. And that is when it shines for me. The defending with Maldini, the slide tackle, the dribble, the pace, the passing. And, that's when the eFootball shines for me. Again, we're going to see the kickoff here. This is a very good game for the kickoff to see. Like, watch how many people he has forward here, right? Even though it's offside. Watch the amount of space right here that he has. Like, he's literally got 4 players forward in an offside position, because that's what the AI does from kickoff. It's very, very, very frustrating, especially if you don't play that way yourself. If I play possession, which I do, or you guys play possession, it's very hard to compete with that direct style of play. But again, you're seeing here with Mario, this time the flicks and the tricks don't work. I get it back with Ronaldinho, and he's going to take a chance out, passing it out. Now, I wanted to create a chance here where this guy was pressing, because he was sitting back deep. I'm passing, I'm recycling, I'm trying to play a bit out wide. There's nothing happening. My players are just deciding to stay central. I don't know why that is. Again, I get a chance here, and if I get this chance right back in there, I think I would have scored a goal with Vieira on the overlap, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. So yeah, lads, look, there's still a lot of issues here, and to be honest with you, I mean, they just need to keep balancing it. Like, I think the pace of the game, the dribbling of the game is fantastic. When the game flows and when you can, go, like, look at this from Neymar. I mean, this looks absolutely unbelievable. I do make the wrong option here. I probably should have walked it in a little bit, but I could have stole that win at the end with a brilliant wing play from Neymar, who's been absolutely incredible in this series, or in this video. But yeah, look, we see all the objectives pop up obviously as well, and we have that, and that's a nice thing, lads. But look, for me, there's a lot more that needs to be done, because obviously you need the game to be as balanced and as fair as possible. You're going to lose games, as you saw in the first episode, where you get a bit unlucky and, you concede like free kicks or penalties or whatever it is that you concede. But at the end of the day, you need to have it as balanced as possible, and I still think that there's work to be done that way. As I said, I'm enjoying what's enjoyable in Dream Team. I'm enjoying what's enjoyable in eFootball, the dribbling, the passing, the moving, the possession-based gameplay. But I don't enjoy some of the stuff that is there also, and it can take from the enjoyment of it. There's a lot left to be done for this game to be the full finished package, and we know that it's going to be a year or two before we get Master League and all that sort of stuff, and the co-op and whatever it is going to be. But like, there is massive potential there, and that's kind of what I keep clinging to. But yeah, let me know, lads. Let me know what you guys think, because your opinion obviously matters to me as well, because I every time I look in the comments, you guys have some really, really good insight, and keep the feedback coming as well. I mean, look, I am enjoying eFootball, but there's a lot of stuff that it's fallen short on. So if they don't kind of like buck up a bit, you do need to, their main thing here is customer retention. That's what they want with a free to play game. People buying coins, and that's fine, but you have to have the core experience as the main driving force behind it when all the shiny stuff fades away. So yeah, that is it for me, lads. Look, V1.1, still to be determined my final say on it. I need to play a couple of more games, but from those 2 games there, you can see yourselves, the defending, the ref, some of the decision making, the dribbling is vastly improved, but the decision making of the referees and some of the tackles and collisions are still disastrous in my opinion. The responsiveness, sometimes it's brilliant. It seems to be a lot like slicker through the animations, shifting from making a tackle to recovering from a tackle and all that sort of stuff. But some of the positioning from the AI then kind of lets that down. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. I will talk to you later. Hope you enjoyed the video, lads. As ever, get in touch in the comments below. Peace.